I have two separate classes working on the Amtrak project this year. The problem this year is really how can Crawfordsville be best served by mass transit as it moves into the 21st century? Now, the kids would like to start out by saying, we're going to clean up the Amtrak station. But we as educators want them to see that this is a whole problem that has a whole history and time. It lives itself out day by day, and it has a future to it. Their problem is to say, okay, we have very little mass transit here now. Gas prices are going up. The environment is a big issue and finally getting more on everybody's radar. And so we, as citizens of the future, need to look at where we've been as travelers on mass transit in this community, where we are now, and where we're going to be. Remember when the girls presented at City Council early in spring break, Aaron Hurt of the Downtown Committee, head of their design committee, just turned right around and said, we'd like to help you. We admire this. We see what you're doing. We think this is great. We want to help you. He's already helped. Look at this. He's already done a CAD design of the whole area. The first thing Mr. Hurt told them was that you guys will be listed as on the credits as designers and initiators of this project. So let me at this point turn it over to Chelsea. We'll go through a few other issues with you, and then we'll break up to work on your brochures. Basically, what I do is just kind of coordinate what they do. So I go in, they're in the leadership role, I'm in the service role. I think of myself as their coach. I think that tends to work pretty well, and it empowers students and lets them know that I honor the things that they can do. This year I literally said, would anybody like to volunteer to be a CEO? Do you want to use a CEO structure? And Chelsea, what's our latest on working with our heating and air conditioning class? Are we all up to date on that?
Yeah, they went, I guess Mr. Webster went over there. He was able to get a key after I called people and emailed and whatever. So he got one and went over, and he said that the heating unit was pretty good. It was in pretty good shape. So I don't know if he's going to still take some people from his class out there just as a project for them, still as an exercise. But he said there is no air conditioning unit in there, but I'm not so sure that we'd be able to install one without permission and stuff, because Amtrak would have to obviously keep that up, and I don't know if they want that expense. Where's Paul? Paul, are you still doing like a grant committee thing? Are you on that?
Right, but since we had everything
donated
to us, Dr. Hudson suggested yesterday that we may make it into the committee that is sure that we write thank you letters to everyone that helps us and make sure that we keep our community image up with being polite citizens.
Okay, so you need to get Abby's name, the name of the guy who's going to go down and till it, and make sure you add that to the list that you're doing. Okay, so other than that, today we can just break into groups, work on your brochures, you can work on your letter if you still need to do that.
I've always enjoyed having kids be involved in the community. I have found over the years, a long teaching career, having kids doing lots of different things at once. A lot of good, noisy chaos often means that a lot is being accomplished simultaneously, where when you keep it all under control, it might look like some people want it to look, but there won't be nearly as much accomplished, as long as people are committed to what you're doing.
We just talked to Mrs. Keck,
Yeah.
and she said that Mrs. Rice will set up a transferable account, so
Awesome.
like money in, money out whenever we need it, and then checks just need to be made payable to Amtrak PBL project.
That's great. Tell Josh, because he and JJ are writing a little thing to put in the papers so people can donate to us.
Okay, great.
But are still looking for more,
Well, we're not really looking.
but are still in need of, or still, just say we're still in need of some monetary funds.
How to donate?
How to, or how to contribute to the fund, or how to contribute to the project.
And then what should I outline? Like, we need money or plans?
Well, say that we've started an account through the school.
There's a black and white map that just has the states and stuff. Okay, it's $85, and the other ones are a lot, like not a lot cheaper. Yeah, that one's not bad.
Okay. Can we make a phone call to Staples? We need to look about getting a map.
Who do you need to call? Staples. Staples, of course. One of the more fun things about today's hour was 3 girls who are working on some of the amenities for inside the station, looking for a little cabinet, all pretty mundane things, looking for a display rack. But one thing they wanted for sure was a big map, and they'd found one on the internet. It cost $70. That's a little pricey. How about Amtrak itself, I suggest, as a facilitator? They went on the internet and found that there was a number for, I think maybe it was a gift store at Amtrak headquarters. So yes, of course, you have permission to call, 800 number, so they came over and called. And suddenly we have a eureka moment, right? Everybody's working, and Katie turns away from the phone and says,
We got a map. Amtrak's giving us one.
Amtrak's giving you a map.
Yes, we called and they're giving us a map.
You celebrate those moments. It makes the kids feel proud. It makes them feel, I mean, look what they did. They called and they got their $70 map free and made another contact with Amtrak headquarters. And, everybody then becomes part of the whole for a minute then, too.